Welcome back. What it is, it's Sir Lex, and this is a Sir Lex reaction to season 2 of On My Block. Whoa, if you ain't watching On My Block, pause this video, go like it, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, click that bell so you get a notification when I drop my next one. Hop over to Netflix on your other device, other screen, hop in there, search On My Block, add it to your list, give it a watch. It's an amazing series. I love it. Got hooked season 1, season 2 came out like bam, and I'm still on it. So I would like for you to just go check it out in terms of adding it to your list. Don't stop watching the video right here, you feel me? Let's get into it. Don't worry, not gonna do too much, not gonna have too many spoilers, but please believe I will have some spoiler alerts. Definitely gonna put those alerts on the screen like, spoiler alert. But right now, let's get into this reaction. First, giving props. Rest in peace, John Singleton. Los Angeles native, South Central Los Angeles native, let me say. Storyteller, visionary, youngest director to be nominated for an Oscar. Brought us Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, my favorite, Baby Boy, my new favorite show, Snowfall. We'll be doing some recaps on that one. Yeah, rest in peace, John. You were an icon to the city, icon to the industry. You helped me dream and believe that I could direct a film. I could write a story about where I come from, about my people, about my folks, and represent them. Albeit some of your black women characters only had 1 or 2 notes, mostly 1 in your pieces, in your films, I appreciate what you offered to our culture, what you offered to filmmakers. I appreciate the stories you told. Thank you. Rest, King. Rest, King. Rest. This month has been really difficult. If you are here in Los Angeles, lost Nip. Now we losing John. Two folks who stay connected to the community. That's why I'm like feeling this way, right? Like, I just knew I was gonna be able to like connect with John Singleton because literally his offices are in Lamar Park, in the community. Rest easy. All right, getting into this reaction. I love season 2. I was nervous, okay? I'm not gonna lie, the cliffhanger, and that's what I appreciate about On My Block. On My Block, that season 1 cliffhanger had your boy, emotions all twisted. I'm not even gonna lie, my emotions are still twisted from Game of Thrones the other night and from The Shot. Like, it's a lot. My shows, my favorite shows right now are putting me through emotional Olympics, okay? We out here doing it all. No cap. Out here doing it all. But all good. It ain't like I'm like upset, angry, oh, why they do that, no. I get it, and I appreciate that. And the reason why I appreciate that is to understand a character's intentions, why a character did this or why they didn't do something, speaks to the writing. So I want to just say props to the writing room, all those folks that contributed to season 1 and all those folks that contributed to season 2 in that writer's room, from the writer assistants to the writer PAs, to the writers, to everybody that made that happen, the showrunner that put all those writers in that space, the cast, the crew, everybody that, listen, y'all did the damn thing. Kudos to you. Shouts out to Netflix for putting out a great series. Again, love season 2. So we're gonna just hop right into it, right? We pick up right where we left off, right? The trailer, boom. If you watch the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. The trailer gives us all that sigh of relief that we needed. Ruby is still alive, okay? So obviously then we know Olivia doesn't make it. So season 2 picks up episode 1 with us, going to Ruby's spot. We realized that, they're still, getting over the loss of Olivia. This is fresh off from, I'm assuming, maybe the repast, or maybe it's not the repast. Maybe it was the service, like after the service, or days later. Maybe it's just another Sunday. I'm not for sure. But we're at Ruby's space, and we're seeing Ruby like processing this traumatic experience, right? And we're seeing his family and his friends rally around him and try to support him through this process in any way possible, right? This Santos versus Profits beef, we learned has come to a ceasefire, right? The streets have agreed to a ceasefire, that they ain't gonna do no more shooting. We don't know how this happens. We don't know who negotiated this deal, but we just know that the Santos versus Profits situation is right now at a ceasefire. What I think is most interesting about this series, and a piece of the story that I feel like has a lot of legs to really run, is this conversation about Latinos versus Black folks in South Central California, or South Central LA, in the city, right? Like, what is this brown folks versus Black and brown folks, right? And Black folks, right? What is this beef, this tension that is very much here, right? They don't really like delve too much into what fuels that tension, what anti-Blackness and racism fuels that tension. I hope that in season 3, that's something that, the writers do more of, and we get to the core of it. I appreciate that Caesar's older brother Oscar, kind of, later on in the season 2, is giving the history of where this beef kind of starts at or comes from. I would really like for in season 3 for us to really get into the meat and potatoes of what really happened, right? Because it's real. Like, I have experienced it, being in East Los Angeles on a bus, just coming from the county building and being asked like where I'm from, who I'm with. That's question number 1, right? Like, where you from? And I'm like, oh no, I'm not from around here. He's like, yeah, I know you're not from around here, like, cause there don't be no Black people around here. And I'm like, oh snap. Like, okay, well, I'm just headed from this side to this side. I'm just coming from the county building. Like, there's no tea, no shade. But I knew, like, okay, and I wasn't wearing no colors, so I'm like, okay, I have to be mindful that this is, something that I need to look out for, right? Is this space predominantly, okay, am I the only, okay, right. So that Santos beef is, at a ceasefire. We at the crib, and there's some bombshells that come out first thing. Like, I love it. It's just boom, boom, bombshell. Like, bam. Ruby's family gets shaken up. Okay, they just almost lost Ruby. They lost Olivia. And then another bombshell just lands on their doorstep. Boom. And, I like that the show really shows Ruby processing this, like, teenage angst around experiencing this trauma, right? And they do it in a way that's not cliche, right? But they do it in a way that's not cliche, but it's also not predictable, but like, okay, I can see where this is going. But they still take us on a few twists and turns that keep us watching, and I really appreciate that. Ruby is one of my favorite characters. I love his character. I love that he just gets really we see we see a more vulnerable side of Ruby this season that was very refreshing, and I appreciate. One of my most favorite characters, Jamal, this season. Jamal to me is the most awkward Black boy we've had on TV since Urkel, right? Since Steve Urkel, and the funniest. I see myself in him so much, from not even just the cool ass holster pack that he wears, but he's just determined and he doesn't care. Even if his friends don't listen, like he has something on his mind. Like he was determined to find that roller rink money, like roller world money, period. It didn't matter that nobody believed him. It didn't matter that only Abuela believed him. Also, I wish I knew Abuela's name. I wish it wasn't just Ruby's Abuela, but you know, that is kind of tea, but it didn't matter. Jamal was on it, okay? I love Jamal. This season, Jamal puts his chest out like, hey, I'm Jamal. Put some respect on my name, okay? I'm in this friendship circle. Jamal is that friend that is always there, always holding you down, but you might forget about it, okay? You don't always check in on Jamal and, you don't always check in on that friend and see how they're doing, what they might do. But they are always there for you. That's who Jamal is. And especially this season, Jamal is there for another great character who we love, Caesar. Right? We see this beautiful bond blossom for Caesar and Jamal this season that I thought was amazingly refreshing and showed like boys loving on each other. Also, another more vulnerable side of both of the characters. That was great. Caesar is really like battling a reality that most young men and women in South Central Los Angeles and other parts of this country where gang culture is the culture of, the streets, so to speak, or of the underground economy, of the various underground economies. When that's the culture, like, at a young age, from that transition from middle school to high school is when it gets real, right? And we see that happening for Caesar. And I love that Caesar has friends that are there for him despite it all, right? Like, whether he banging or not banging, they've been there for him. That is so refreshing, right? Because gangbangers don't just get thrown away, in our communities, right? Just because you're a gang member, gang affiliated, doesn't mean that your life doesn't matter to the people who love you and who care about you. And I appreciate them showing that his relationship with his brother. I like the way we saw that play out this season. Not too many spoilers there. It's just really, once again, refreshing and exciting, and I love it. I like that we kind of delve into this more Romeo Juliet-esque-ish type, maybe similar or parallel to storyline between Monte and Caesar this season. Hey, we come out to their friends. Hey, we're together. Okay, yeah, this might make the friendship circle different, but we're together. Trust I understand that feeling. Been there, done that. Okay, been there, done that. Hey, I'm not mad at Monte's dad. Okay, let me just say, as an adult, I'm not mad. If I was younger, I would kind of be like, hey, he hating. You know what I'm saying? But as an adult, I recognize that he's just trying to protect his daughter, right? And he only wants to have her be safe in a city that he knows isn't safe, right? And he knows that being with Caesar isn't gonna be safe, right? So him telling Caesar and Monte, hey, telling Monte, hey, you can't be with him, completely reasonable, completely understandable, right? But when I was younger and I was kind of in the Caesar-Monte situation, I still wanted to see her. I still wanted to be with her, right? But I knew that I had to, respect this situation. But when I was younger, respect was like, man, nah, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want us to be together, I'm still gonna be with her. Like, I can't help it. I love who I love. My heart is where my heart is. Bleep that, But that was wrong, right? Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. But at the same time, Monte is like, it doesn't matter. I'm still we can figure something out. I know from being in a similar situation that the daughter is always gonna be like, it doesn't matter. We'll figure something out. We'll make it happen. Like, even if it's years later, months later, Because ultimately, that same energy is going to be returned. If it's reciprocal, if it's love on both sides, then it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I love you. Nothing can keep me from you, right? So I love that we see that between the two, but we also, because it's that push-pull, will they, won't they, can it happen, will it happen? We see Monse, no spoiler alert, being like, if I have to choose, I'm gonna choose me. And I appreciated that. That was refreshing. That was refreshing. Kudos again to the great writing, great acting. Love that storyline. Love the storyline with Monse, her dad, and her mom. Because family is messy, right? And I think from the outside looking in, the easy story to tell is single parent, other parent left, couldn't do it, other parent left, and now it's just on this one parent, right? It's just so basic. That's all we see. We really don't see, like, folks delve into the story deeper than that, right? Or even not even going deeper, right? Just being more nuanced in the story and their ability to tell a story, excuse me. I think that this Monse storyline does that, and without giving too many spoilers, I want to say good job. I would love to see where we're going in season 3, because that's another storyline that I think has a lot of legs, just because of the complexities of her identities, right? And that how that influenced her mom, right? Gonna be good season 3 to see where we go. I know it's gonna be a season 3 just because of the way season 2 ended. And I was wondering, like, season 1, high arc ending, like, woo, super cliffhanger. Where are we going in season 2? Can we top that? What would that look like? It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. No spoiler alerts here. No tea being spilled. I'm just moving on to my next favorite character, Jasmine. Jasmine absolutely continues to shine in this series as a superstar. You heard it, superstar. She is a breakout star in this show. Her character, we learn more about her character, and it makes me love her even more. Her ability to hit so many different emotional notes in this series. Kudos to you. Okay, snaps, kudos, all those things. Give her all of her 10s. She is amazing. I love the way, no lie, I love the way she shows up for her friends and for them as friends, despite being the friend zone. Despite being in the friend zone, right? Like, she shows up for her friends, but she definitely is friend zoned by these friends. Particularly Ruby, who is the love of her life. I love Jasmine. Jasmine is partly like, it's like Jamal, Jasmine. I mean, I love everybody. Jasmine is one of the main reasons why I watch, though. Like, no tea, no shade. So good. Also, don't know why we have a colonizer this season. Feel like somebody somewhere was just like, hey, we need to maybe see more white people. And I appreciate that that white person showed up as a colonizer, because I feel like maybe that was also the writers being like, this is how white people show up, so let's just put it out there. And also, like, this is why we don't need them, because, hello, what do you add to the series? What do you add to this conversation? Nothing. You're just taking up space. So I thought it was a very clever and witty way to write that character in. Shouts out to y'all. Overall, I give this season 2 of On the Block, a 9 out of 10. I give it a 9 out of 10. It is a great show, great season. You should be watching. If you're not watching, get yourself over to, like I said, that app. Add On My Block to your list. Give it a thumbs up now, because I'm telling you it's good. But You don't have to believe me. You've already gotten through this much of the video. So thumbs up this video and take my word for it. Watch it, binge watch it, or watch it episode one day and then wait a week and watch another episode old school style, like I like to say, or get all of it at one time. But watch it. This show gives me faith and friendships, reminds me of why I love all my friends as hard as I do, root for them as hard as I do. I love how the friends in this show specifically always strategize together for one another. Even though Jamal was out here just doing this roller rink, I gotta get this money, gotta get this money. He wasn't just doing it for himself, even though at times he was, But ultimately, right, his driving force was to help his friends, right? I appreciate that every point in this series. Season 1 and Season 2, we see young people strategizing, coming together to achieve a goal that isn't destructive, that is for the greater good of the world, for the greater good of one another, because they love each other. They strategize out of love. Love it, love it, love it. Go watch the show. Go enjoy it. But something that it also reminds me is your zip code and where you're born, anywhere in this world, determines so much about your life. Like Monse is literally 10 miles from her mother. That's not a spoiler alert. That's what she learns, season 1. 10 miles. And her life could have been so different. 10 miles away. She grew up 10 miles away. Completely different. And that can be said, like I said, anywhere in this world, anywhere in this country. Speaking from my Black American experience, it's an American tragedy in the land of American dreams. And with that, go check out On My Block Season 2 on Netflix. It's your boy, Sir Lex Kennedy. Go follow me at I See You Sir Lex on Instagram at I Am Sir Lex Kennedy. Everywhere else, I'll holla at y'all later. Thank you for watching. Once again, rest in peace, John Singletary. Once again, rest in peace, John Singleton.